Board, it's all locked up with 13 apiece. And the French looking to stop a losing run against the Wallabies. Head-to-head, these two teams have played 40 times. Australia have won 22, France 16. There have been 2 draws. In France, it's Les Bleus winning 12, Australia 7 and 1 draw. Early points crucial in the second half if the Wallabies are going to finish their season on a high. Damien Try ready to kick off. He's never tasted success against Australia since his very first test against the Wallabies. It's his 8th test match now. He's won just 1. And back it goes to Beale. He keeps it in the field of play.
He won't pass.
Straight into contact goes Sebastian Chabal. Xiaoxian gives it to Rougerie. Barnes holds on, but they're over the halfway line, France. Parra, Dusatois, Elsom rushed up on him. Parra again working the short side, France. 10-metre mark. As Try. Now he's bringing Huget in, the right winger. In fact, the French wingers haven't seen too much action at all. They've got speed to burn. Pelisson and Huget. Now a penalty to France. Ben Robinson is still on the field. So they're going to have an early attempt here. Well within the range. There is a replacement on for France. It is Marc-André, who started last week against the Pumas. He takes the place of Alexis Pelisson.
No, thanks. 10 minutes.
Early opportunity for Parra. The French downing Fiji 34-12 and Argentina 15-9 in recent weeks. They were a little worried they didn't have as much time together as the Wallabies, but so far so good for them as Parra nails this one. And so, for the first time in the match, the French have hit the lead. Not the start the Wallabies were looking for.
No, through a penalty there. He's got Rob Simmons for not rolling away at the breakdown. You see that kickoff come, and it's a good kickoff too. Drew Mitchell attacking well. Chance for the Wallabies now.
No, it's come off one of the Wallabies' hands.
Yeah.
This is not what they wanted early on either.
Now Drew Mitchell, a good chase there. Just got the fingertips to it, unfortunately. Disrupted, but the kickoff on the money from Quade Cute. But the Wallabies still a man down. Just now need to compose themselves.
No, it looks like it's a permanent replacement because McCalman is on there. It's back to the 8-man scrum, so Ben Alexander's night is over.
Yeah.
We're not going head on head. As soon as you've come on, you're going head on head. It's a penalty if you do.
It's very hard to find a gap in that French front row to actually put your head. They pack so closely together.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Chabal just pops it out the back to Parra. Yohan Huget.
Showed good feet there. Really agile.
Julien Pierre. Try onto the left foot of Rougerie. James O'Connor needs some chasers. No pressure on the French there.
And 2 second rowers defending out wide.
Ouedraogo getting away from one. So good possession again for the French. Knocked back, fortunately for France, and now Rougerie. He's into touch. Wallaby throw into the line out.
Goal ball. Thank you.
Well, Guinea coming across there trying to get to Rougerie. He's got a very good right-handed Fenn, plays a lot of his rugby on the left wing, so pretty good down that side of the field, the left side of the field.
Line out right on halfway. France 16, Australia 13. Tap down by Sharp. Good control with the one hand. Now Cooper. So this is a tactic the Wallabies have obviously talked about at halftime. That's gone backwards and lost forward, fortunately, by France on that occasion from an Australian point of view.
Gee, low percentage stuff though, Cave.
Well, they've probably taken the view that they don't want any scrums in their half because it's going to cause them penalties. So if we're in our half, let's try to get out of there. Maybe put the ball high, put a good chase on and see if we can get a result. They've got a result here. They're unlikely to get, even if they give away a penalty at the scrum, unlikely to have points scored immediately from a kick against them. So good field position. If they can win this scrum, they need a quick feed. They've got options to go both left and right. Great position to attack from. And they should really get a chance to get on attack now, should they be able to win the ball. You can see they're set up here. Quade Cooper on the left with his back line. Kurtley Beale and James O'Connor on the right of the scrum. That's where you go. If you can get a good hit and win this contest now, if you can get even a slight right-hand side up, you go straight to Kurtley Beale.
Pause and get early.
Well, that time it was the French that went early, and so McKelman takes the quick tap. Genia, short side, Elsom.
Plenty of Frenchmen defending over there.
A lot has been written about this week, saying that the Northern Hemisphere teams really need to perform in these Test matches being played this weekend against Southern Hemisphere teams with the World Cup coming up next year. They need to get the psychological edge. O'Connor. Now it is a penalty coming the way of the Wallabies. Stephen Moore. Genia. Cooper to Elsom. Now they go wide, the double round. Here's Cooper. Quade Cooper. Pops it up, handball back, Genia, Barnes, Elsom. Beale gave it to O'Connor on the inside. Cooper, in fact it was Barnes, out to Pocock, who got rid of one. David Pocock is only about 10 metres out. Better stuff from the Wallabies.
Oh, good tackle, Shabal.
Yeah, they stopped them in their tracks on that occasion, but it's Drew Mitchell finding a metre or two. Pick and go here by McKelman. Lays it back. They just need to be patient, the Wallabies. Stephen Moore. Or has it been stolen? No, it's a scrum. But a Wallaby put in.
Well, they looked a lot better, didn't they, when they start to stretch the French. They find little opportunities, put the French team under pressure. Great play from the Wallabies. So much better with the ball in hand. Testing them 2 passes away from the ruck. That's where they've had some success. Quade Cooper, James O'Connor all finding little gaps, as did David Pocock running down that channel on this side of the field.
So Dusator made that tackle on Sharp, which was fantastic. Should have been penalised there. He was playing the ball on the ground. That's how the ball came free.
A Wallaby pushover scrum would be the best Christmas present you've ever heard of.
I'm not counting on it, Clarkie.
No, they have to pick it up and get rid of it. And now Mitchell steps, can't find a way through. Dusator was there to wrap him up.
Drew Mitchell's done well there.
Again, they just need to be patient. The Wallabies looking for their first points in the second half. McKelman driving almost over the line.
Oh, he's inches away, Clarkie.
Well, Genia.
Hold on the line.
Elsom will pick it up and have a go.
Leave it blue.
Genia. Cooper. Beale is up. Adam Ashley Cooper looking for a double. Now Robinson. Is he over the line? Yes, he is. Try to Australia. And it's Ben Robinson, the replacement, who gets his second test try in his 42nd test match.
Well, at least there's some good news for the front rowers today for the Wallabies, and that's a meat pie. Adam Ashley Cooper just ran a great line, coming back on the inside slightly. And there goes Ben Robinson. Pick up, over.
Got great skills, doesn't he? Great power close to the line like this Ben Robinson. The ability to stay on his feet, keep the legs going just long enough to score that try. Adam Ashley Cooper, Coonsy, as you said, ran a great line. Did everything but score the try. As Yashvili looks on, not happy to give that try away. But the Wallabies starting with the ball in hand in the opposition territory. They've looked good. They've started, some of the young guys are starting to run. We haven't seen much of Kurtley Beale, couple of touches there. We haven't seen a lot of James O'Connor, couple of touches in that play. And all of a sudden, their game comes back together. That's where I like them, playing with their young guys in the back line, touching the ball, getting opportunities. Now they need to keep the pressure on. The Wallabies, they need to win the next kick-off, secure possession and hang on to it.
Yeah, under extreme pressure at that scrum as well that led up to that try.
18 points to 16. Kick to come. James O'Connor. It's there. And so James O'Connor, a milestone for him. That's 100 points in Test rugby, so he becomes the second youngest player behind Johnny Wilkinson to bring up a century in Test rugby.
Wilkinson, who did he play for?
Oh, England, I think, occasionally.
He wouldn't have done many more than 100.
Johnny's first 100 has been repeated at least 10 times, maybe 11. And O'Connor gets the kick away.
That's a good kick as well, over halfway. Beautiful, beautiful kick there. Right to the opposition 40. Be happy with that, James O'Connor.
Forwards love that stuff when there's no stuffing around and you just boot it downfield.
20 points to 16. Australia back in front. And the replacement hooker, Jerome, in fact, Guilherme Girardeau from Perpignan.
Real chance for the Wallabies to attack the new hooker, and they have done.
Cooper. Here's Barnes. Adam Ashley Cooper. Got away from one. Two. Adam Ashley Cooper up over the 22. Momentum really with the Wallabies now. Barnes gives it out now to McKelman. Advantage being played here for the Wallabies as Cooper has a go. Quade Cooper pops it back to Adam Ashley Cooper from a standing start. And Adam Ashley Cooper gets the fen going. Again, they need to be patient, and they're over. It is Will Genia scoring his 4th Test try, his 3rd for the season. Great stuff, Australia.
Oh, it was fantastic. The French just held back from Genia. Quade Cooper kept the ball. What about this from Adam Ashley Cooper? One, nearly got through the second one, close to the line, and the French didn't move forward off the line. They all hung back, and Genia, being the shorter man, slipped under the prop in the second rower here. No. 2 second rows. No, Dusator and Pierre.
He was always going there. You saw his eyes there. Will get it. He was never passing that ball. He had a look, saw that the French hadn't set their line, were not coming off it. He knew he was going to score. But Adam Ashley Cooper, what about the impact he's had this game? Scored an early try. Fend there to get the Wallabies going forward in one to start that play, and then again to get almost across the line. I mean, there's been 2 or 3 times he's been a metre short from the line and has had a wonderful game. The Wallabies' best so far today.
The Wallabies really attacking that French line out. They've got their reserve hooker on Girardeau, and it's always more difficult for a hooker that comes in off the bench because he just doesn't get the same throwing time as the starting hooker does with the team. So it's always a little less cohesive and a good time for the Wallaby line out to attack.
James O'Connor looking to add the extras.
Looks good too.
Nice strike.